Hello, Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Binan Campus. Good afternoon, College of Education. Before I start my talk, I would just like to say that I am very much honored to be invited here in front of you, to be speaking in front of future educators. So I can see future educators in front of me. I want to thank everyone to choosing this path and for choosing this course to be future educators like us or like many of us. Okay? So, ang hirap tapatan ng energy ni Sir Jean and Sir Neil. And as what I've seen earlier, sobrang energetic din pala ng College of Education ng PUP. Palakpakan muna natin ang College of Education ng Polytechnic University of the Philippines. So I hope later on in my talk, in our symposium, I hope hindi mo bumaba yung energy na yun. And mapantayan ko ang energy ng ating mga MC. I know you had your icebreaker already, but then, before I start with my topic, originality matters, navigating the ethics and consequences of plagiarism in academic and professional setting, I'll have first my own very short icebreaker din. Okay, by the way, I'm Michelle Almada, Ma'am Almada for short. No need for further introduction kasi I think I am very well introduced by Sir Kenneth a while ago. Okay, so for my first activity for this symposium, I know you're already familiar with sentence completion. Ayan. So, I would like to go to the audience. No? You just have ideas, identity, even identity can be stolen from a person. Okay, so today, we are going to talk about an academic fraud called plagiarism. Okay. So, before we go on further, let me first present you this short video clip. Okay.
Good weekend. I know you had a big term paper due last Friday, so hopefully you rewarded yourselves with a little rest and relaxation. Unfortunately, I'm afraid some of you may have relaxed too much and didn't actually write your own papers. In fact, I believe a certain few of you took almost everything right off the internet. You have something to say, Dan? No. All right, Karen, let's start with you. You wrote your paper on War and Peace.
So is there law against that?
No, there's not, Karen. But this is the exact same paper, word for word, that you can buy for $15 on termpaper.com. It even has the same title and footnotes.
Maybe they copied my paper.
I don't think they did.
They might have.
They didn't. Yeah. Busted! Kirsty.
Yeah,
A very nicely written paper on A Tale of Two Cities.
thank you.
But I think you may have taken it from a website called DickensScholar.com. Do you know why I think that?
Because you like to be wrong?
No, but an interesting guess. I think that because the upper left-hand corner of each page says DickensScholar.com.
I knew my plan was too perfect.
Your plan wasn't too perfect, Percy. It was wildly imperfect. You also have an F.
Hey man, I know where you're going next. I need to get my paper off the internet.
Oh, all those words are mine.
Well, technically, Danny, you're somewhat right. Your paper on The Great Gatsby begins with what seems to be an email that you wrote to your older brother. It reads, "Hey bro, do you remember Mr. Butthole's class? I have my final paper due, and I was wondering if you have an old copy of yours anywhere. If you do, I'd like to put my name on the top of it and turn it in as my own. How's college? Talk to you later, Skater. Binan.
Shouldn't read other people's emails, dude.
You shouldn't submit them to teachers. You also get an F.
Oh, Dean, where did I go wrong?
Oh, I think it's pretty clear where you went wrong. But for future reference, you might want to copy the content of the paper into a Word document rather than printing it straight off the Hotmail webpage. That makes it pretty clear that it was an email.
You are good, dude.
Okay.
Good weekend. Good.
Okay. So, in the short video clip, I think it is very clear and stated that what plagiarism is. Okay? So, I think you already have an idea what plagiarism is. Okay. So, what is plagiarism? It is a practice or it is taking someone else's work and passing it off as your own. Okay? It is also presenting work or ideas without proper acknowledgement from the real author. Okay? So that is plagiarism. Incorporating your own words, but then you do not acknowledge the real author. Okay? So, related words for plagiarism can be counterfeiting, piracy, theft, borrowing, passing off. Okay? So, the word plagiarism came from the Greek word plagio, which means slanted or twisted or sideways, baluktot. And from the Latin plagium, which means kidnapping. Later on, the Greek word became plagiarius, which means kidnapper. And then in the 17th century, the suffix ism was added to it that makes it plagiarism. Plagiarism is stealing. Okay? Plagiarism comes in many forms. From a simple act of copying and pasting some article or an essay from the internet up until getting the entire work and passing it off as your own. So that is plagiarism. Now, we have different kinds of plagiarism. Okay. So, the first one is verbatim plagiarism. This is the most common plagiarism that sometimes we commit unintentionally. Copying and pasting. Copying and pasting from the internet and then passing it off as your own work without proper acknowledgement. Aminin man natin sa hindi or oo, minsan nagawa na rin natin ito sa tanang buhay natin. Diba? Okay. Next is paraphrasing plagiarism. This is when you give or you add your own words, but then you do not acknowledge again. You do not cite or cite the source. Well, I assume everybody knows what paraphrasing means. Okay, paraphrasing is legitimate in expressing ideas, but it becomes plagiarism if you do not cite, you do not acknowledge the source. Okay, and then paraphrasing plagiarism also applies in translation. Okay, translating in your own words or translating from one language to another without proper citation. Say for example, you have a paper due in Filipino. Okay, nag-search ka. Same lang. Same topic, same idea. Kaya lang English siya. Ay, tatranslate ko na lang sa Filipino. Okay, that's translation. That's plagiarism if you do not acknowledge. Hoy, may natatawa. Ibig sabihin, nagawa na nila. Minsan yun. Okay. Next, we have patchwork plagiarism. Patchwork. Tagpi-tagpi in Tagalog. You have one source here, kumuha ka ng idea. You have another source here, kumuha ka ng idea. Pinag-combine mo. And pass it off as your own. Patchwork plagiarism. Para hindi mahalata ni ma'am or ni sir, kuha ka sa isang source, tapos yung unang sentence dito sa source na to, pangalawang sentence dito, okay. Then, ipin-present mo siya as one whole, as a whole composition, as a whole article, without any acknowledgement. That is plagiarism. Okay. Another one is self-plagiarism. Uy! Pwede pa na natin i-plagiarize yung sarili natin. How? This is when you reuse or recycle your work. Okay? Ni-reuse mo, ni-recycle mo. Noong second year ka, meron kang, when you were second year, you have a term paper na ipinasa mo sa English professor niyo. Noong mag-third year ka, the same. The same topic naman to. Uy, nagawa ko na to before eh. Search up. Tingnan mo yung laptop mo, sa documents mo, ito rin yun. Reprint, pasa naman kay isang professor. That is academic dishonesty. Because you're fooling not only your professor, but also yourself. You already earned credits from that paper. And yet, ipapasa mo siya as the same paper sa ibang tao lang. So, that is self-plagiarism. And the last one is global plagiarism. This is when you take the entire work and pass it as your own. So based from the definition, I think that you all already have an idea that this is the most serious kind of plagiarism. And of course, since this is the most serious kind of plagiarism, this has also the most severe punishment. Mga punishment na yan, later na natin yan matatakal. Okay? So, there you have it, the 5 kinds of plagiarism. Now, let's have some audience participation. Isa lang naman yung sagot ko, isa lang naman yung tanong ko. Okay? I just only have one question which you have to really answer with full honesty in your heart. And this is the question. Have you ever, in your entire school life,